Welcome to the 53-man roster prediction show from the Chally and the Boys. I am your host Stephen Chalcom, and joined by me tonight, as normally always, are Will and young Joshua. Gentlemen, how are we tonight? Good.
Excited.
Okay, got
We're
it. Yep.
almost there. We're
Good
almost
talk.
there, baby.
I'm loving the energy.
Yeah.
So, and just to clarify, just in case we have to, so this is going to be our week one 53-man roster prediction, not the 53-man roster we expect to see this week, right? So I guess in short, to explain, what we expect to see this week is a 53-man roster that does not include a punter, kicker, or Jake McQuaid, and probably a few others, so that they can do some gymnastics with those guys. They'll cut them. So that they can sign some people, then put them on the IR, and then essentially re-sign the guys that they pseudo cut. So we're just going to
Gotcha.
skip that. This is our week one roster going into Tampa.
I'm interested to see if they actually do that. That would be.
They did it last year.
I, it's
Did
it's
they?
it's common,
Yeah,
isn't it?
they cut McQuaid and Anger
Okay. I mean,
or Goodwin. They definitely cut McQuaid last year.
those are Fossil's boys. So I guess he probably just
But
told him, "Hey, man."
I mean, they could cut Maher too.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's gonna sign Brett Maher if they wanted an extra roster
Oh,
spot.
I thought I said Maher, but yeah. So I expect punter, kicker, and McQuaid.
I
But
mean, they'll all be on the team week one.
yeah,
They might. There's a very good possibility neither of the three will make the first initial 53-man roster for cut down.
well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like they don't
Yeah.
technically make the first one because they're like, hey man, just hang out over there for a little bit. We're gonna sign you tomorrow, but
Yeah, no, they got an agreement coming in saying, "Hey, we're going to give you this amount of money.
yeah.
You're just not going to, unless somebody calls them up and says, "Hey, we're going to pay you more." But
I honestly don't remember. I mean, I don't remember that happening last year. But you guys sound goddamn sure, so I'm thinking it definitely happened.
they definitely did it with McQuaid, and I think it was Anger who they also did it with
Yeah, Anger sounds right. Actually, I'd have to look it up. I didn't
Oh, all right.
usually, but
because I think he was on a 1-year deal at the time, and whatever the kicker was not Zerline.
Sure. Yeah. So then you would have to probably eat a couple bucks or something. And probably wasn't
So
worth it. Yeah.
that means they probably can't do. Is Anger on another 1-year deal, or is he on a 2-year deal this year?
he's on a
They extend-
3-year deal, ain't he?
Yeah, they extended him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not. They're not. They can't cut him at least.
Okay, yeah, good call. But either way, I'm sure there will be at least a roster spot or two that I really don't feel like trying to fucking account for who they're gonna put on IR or whatever. Maybe they don't do that. You could be right, Will.
We'd have to make like two
I heard
different
some
lists
chatter.
then.
Yeah, and so I figured
Too
we'll
much work.
just go through my list by position, and then as we don't match up, we fight over it.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's good. I like fighting.
And then you guys are also more than welcome to keep track of it as well, but then I'll keep track of who I guess we essentially agree on is going to make the 53 or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I guess
just real quick before we do this, though, it can't be that many people we disagree on, right? So is it
there can't
like
be.
over under 2 or like 3 tops, right?
Might be 3, 2 or 3. I would say if we're doing it right, it should be 2 or 3.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Here's
all right.
I'm gonna even go positions. How about this? Quarterback could be 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Running back could be 1.
There's no way, but okay.
And then defensive line,
Okay.
either tackle or defensive end could be
All right.
1.
I think. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good start. I think
that's where we could disagree.
I think left tackle is going to be another one. But we'll see.
Let's find out.
I
Stop
did
guessing.
kind of
Start
cheat on
getting
left
to it.
tackle, but
Tell the people.
So at quarterback, Dak Prescott, obviously, or I think obviously, and then I have Cooper Rush. What do you guys have? Will Greer or Cooper Rush?
I got Rush too.
I have Rush as well. I mean, I think here's what I think on that. I think they keep Cooper Rush. I would keep Will Greer just because I think he brings more to the offense, but they probably like Cooper Rush.
It's literally the same thing.
Yeah, and Cooper Rush really didn't give us a reason, or didn't really give Dallas a reason to move on from him, and Greer didn't really give them a reason to move on.
I mean, he was better than Cooper Rush, but I don't think he was that much better to where they would take.
He didn't earn it.
Yeah, he didn't earn it.
Cooper Rush earned his roster spot this year with that win against the Vikings last year.
Which is a damn shame.
Yeah.
But
which it sucks because Wilger he's played in the NFL before, right?
Yeah, he gives you something too. Like he can run. Like his legs, he can give you something there that Cooper Rush I don't think can. But.
No.
So he did look. So I did watch the first quarter, maybe the first 2 quarters last night. Or Friday night now, I guess, the last preseason game. And Greer did not look good. I mean, he just looked inaccurate. It's a preseason game, whatever, but I don't know. He didn't make me excited. Like, man, I hope fucking Dallas signs him. But
it's tough when you've got that offensive line out there, though.
That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think I even told Will at some point, I think Greer brings, I think he's got more potential than Rush. I mean, I think we all agree on that, but it's kind of hard to bank on that. But okay.
I mean, it was funny when I was watching that game, and you had, at least the telecast I was watching, had Michael Irvin and
Newton
on, and he was like, Irvin was trying to talk up Josh Ball.
Yeah.
And you had they went to Nate Newton on the sideline. He's like, I hear the words you're saying. He's like, they sound good, but he's like, the offensive line is garbage, and Josh Ball sucks.
Yeah, it was rough.
Another like I won't go too far up, but Nate Newton on DallasCowboys.com, all the shows he goes on, he's one of the few people on those shows that he's just a straight shooter at all times. He doesn't pull no punches, man. Because whatever the question is, he just tells you exactly how he feels. There's no sweetening on nothing.
Good.
Yeah.
So it should be. Running back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sash. You have something?
No, I was gonna say I'm surprised we all had. I think we're all on the same page with.
Yeah.
If it was us, we would choose Greer, but we think they're gonna choose.
Yeah.
I'd also like to make this.
There's no way they have 3 QBs, right?
No, fuck.
No.
There also is the option. This is how if I really was choosing, it would have been Dak and then question mark. It would have been Rush, Will Greer, and whoever the best free agent quarterback was, and then pick from that. Would have been how I would have done it if there was somebody better. But they won't do that because they're out of the system and
Fitzpatrick out of retirement.
Something Fitzmagic, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, running back. I have Elliott, Pollard, and I stopped at Dowdle. I'm taking 3 running backs. Do you guys have anything different?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's find.
I have 3 running backs too, but I got Zeke, Pollard, and I got Davis.
Okay.
I was actually torn but I went with Dowdle just because he's been here.
Yeah. I mean, they're not. I mean, keeping 4 would just be silly.
Unless he does something on special teams with that we don't know about, but.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I know that Davis was a 30 visit, so they scouted him. They had him pegged way in advance, and they like Dowdle, but he's been injured a couple times since they've had him as like the 3rd running back the last couple of years, and I think that you just take the young guy, the healthy guy they already had scouted, and go with him.
Sure. I mean, I can be convinced in that. I saw the only podcast I've listened to regarding a 53-man roster at all was one of the Blogging the Boys ones, and it wasn't even their final prediction show. It was one from a couple of days ago. And they were pretty much saying, like, the gist of what they're getting from media is that, like, oh, Dallas is going to take a 4th running back because they don't want to lose one of these guys in free agency. Or, like, nobody's coming to scoop one of these fucking dudes up. Yeah. And if they do, you know what? No offense, but they're late round running backs. You can go get one next year.
Every team's got a 3rd or 4th running back that they all like. So.
That would. It wouldn't make too much sense to me with how much other issues they have on the rosters to go down,
Yeah, so I'm all for if we want to swap this to Davis. I don't know, Stash, if you have some sort of significant argument.
I could go with either one. Like I said, I just think, Dowdle showed some promise last year before he got hurt.
He did, yeah.
And he had a good preseason too.
Even the other running back they had on Friday too did something. Whatever he started with an S.
Yeah, or last name Shemplin or something like that.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He had some elusiveness, so.
He got hurt late though. I don't know how serious it is, but yeah, your boy Pete Carroll was calling timeout so that Dallas would keep running the fucking ball, and it's exactly what happened. The dude's a fucking scumbag. He should be shot in public. I said it.
Oh my god.
All right, wide receiver, in no specific order. I have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, because Stephen Jones did say that they weren't going to put him on the IR. Jalen Tolbert, Avante Turpin, Semi Fehoko, and I also took Devin Houston.
You're dead wrong.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I think there's a lot more to that.
So let's go.
I mean, I got the same as Noah Brown.
Are you adding Noah Brown to that?
Yeah, Noah Brown.
I'm adding Noah Brown and James Washington.
No, James Washington's going to the IR.
On the IR, so
yeah.
Is he on it right now, or is he? Oh, that's right. We're going.
He's expected to be out at least 8 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, like he'll make the original 53, but then he won't be the week 1 53.
I have Noah Brown on that list.
Yeah, me too. No, Noah Brown is 100% making the team.
So this was actually the swap I made before we came in here. I was just telling you about. I have a lineman I put in instead of Noah Brown, and I cut Noah Brown because I feel like they've gotten the juice they could possibly squeeze out of Noah Brown, and they feel like Fehoko can take that spot. Fajoko's about the same size. He's gotten more action. I know it's just preseason, but he's got more action in the receiving game in preseason than Noah Brown has. And
Noah Brown's not been dressing, bro. Or he's been like starved, but yeah.
You're just getting more out of Fehoko than you ever have out of Noah Brown.
Week 1, Noah Brown's starting. He's one of your starting 3 wide receivers.
That's I don't know.
I'm just telling you, yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't agree with that.
Let's bet a 6er on it.
All right. So what are you defining as starting? He's one of your first 2 receivers.
If they open in a 2 wide receiver set or a 3 wide receiver set, he's on the field.
There's no way he's the. If there's a 2 receiver set, there's no way it's him. And if there's a 3 receiver set, I would put a 6er that it's not him.
Okay, so let's do the 3 receiver set. And
especially if they're running the ball, he's out there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I didn't say like if they win like a high formation, only 1 wide receiver. Yeah, you're right. He's their best blocker, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, write it down, people. Take the notes.
Yeah,
put it
sure.
in the
All right, so
don't need to write it down. It's on the video. We got it here.
That's true.
So 6er that Noah Brown's just one of the starting 3 receivers on the first
play.
Okay. Yeah, give me the beer.
I'll bet another 6er on it. Do you want to go to straight 12 pack? I did a double. Do you want to do a double or nothing? That he has the second most snaps played in the first game of all the wide receivers. It'll be CD and then him. And unless there's like a catastrophic injury, right, or something like that.
So not to try to play semantics, but we're literal wide receivers, right? We're not counting
wide receiver snaps on offense.
That one I don't know.
So how would you count Pollard lining up in the slot? I'm not saying it's going to happen a lot, but like, would you count that as wide receiver snaps?
Well, he wouldn't be taking snaps from Noah Brown, so I guess it wouldn't affect either one of our.
I think he would, and if he's not, Fajoko's gonna. So yeah,
okay.
I'll go
double
or nothing. That he does not have. What'd you say? The top
Let's do it. Top 2. He'll be number 2. He'll be number 2.
Okay.
He's not. He won't have more snaps than CD, but he'll be number 2.
I hope he doesn't have more snaps than CD.
Huh?
Okay, so I got Noah Brown down here. That puts us at 7 wide receivers. For the record,
I think that's about right.
It's wrong.
Yeah, because I forgot we're doing week 1. So yeah, James Washington's on IR. So.
Okay, left tackle. I have free agent yet to be brought in, whether that's a literal free agent or a trade. I don't know. I think they're going to bring in a body. And then I also have them taking Josh Ball and Matt Waletzko.
I have both of them making the team, but I wouldn't say that either one of them was starting left tackle, and I wouldn't say that I don't know. Tyler Smith was
I think you're starting left tackle Tyler Smith.
Okay, well, sure. I guess to be fair, I have Tyler Smith here as well, but I just technically at left guard. Either way, they're bringing in someone, and I think you're going to have 3 guys under your left tackle, swing tackle position. Again, let's go Ball, free agent to be named. So I guess it sounds like we all agree there, so then I'll just move to the interior, which is Tyler Smith and McGovern. Disagreements there yet? I would assume no.
I agree, yeah.
And then this is probably my big shocker, or not shocker, but differentiation, is I have Biotish and them bringing Farniak on the 53.
Yeah, me too.
I got Farniak on the 53.
Okay. Martin as well, obviously, and Terrence Steele. So I guess we agree across the line, which is where I guess I was surprised.
So who are your tackles?
My starting tackles as of now is
That make the team.
Free agent, Josh Ball, Matt Letzko, and Terrence Steele. And I guess if you want to say Tyler Smith, sure, but I have him at left guard right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I think I had a name here. I mean, I didn't have him on my, because I made this before the Tyron injury. I had him just as last one out, but Avante Collins, who's currently there.
Yeah.
I think they might, instead of bringing in a free agent, I think they might roll that way.
That's possible.
Especially just week 1.
I would almost prefer that. I'm not saying I want Collins to be my starting left tackle, but I would prefer them to have a relatively young dude at left tackle, whether that be Tyler Smith, whoever. I mean, they're fucked at left tackle. There's no good answer, right? I mean, there's just less shitty options.
Tyler Smith is going to dominate.
The only answer is really right now is Tyler Smith, because you brought him in to be your future left tackle. I mean, granted, you weren't expecting that to be this year, but Tyron's done.
So
I mean,
that's
Tyron is not going to play another game in a Dallas Cowboys uniform.
Nah, probably, yeah, I unfortunately agree. But so the Tyler Smith answer is all fine and dandy. But then you have a dude in Conor McGovern. Oh yeah, Conor McGovern. Thought I was saying Connor Williams. Conor McGovern playing left guard, which nobody apparently had confidence in previously besides Mike McCarthy. And we all think he's a liar. So I mean, so you feel halfway decent about left tackle, but then you're like,
no, they're going to they're going to have the same issues they had last year when it was Connor Williams and Tyler Biadasz. They're going to have that same thing with Conor McGovern and Tyler Biadasz. They're going to get bullied right up the gut.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have like a halfway decent answer at left tackle, but then you just get fucked on the interior either way. So
that might be where they try to bring somebody in to a free agent as that guard. I mean, granted, there's probably nobody, but
yeah,
they got issues. They got issues.
All right, tight end. Dalton Schultz, Ferguson, Hendershot. What say ye?
I like it.
I have one more.
McEwen?
Yeah, I have 4.
I only have 3, but I just don't think that they're going to get rid of McEwen yet. I think Hendershot you can get him on the practice squad. I don't think anybody actually wants him. You know what I mean?
I think he takes the James Washington spot that would have been there. They just roll with an extra tight end.
I just think, Hendershot might be a murderer, but he's shown to have more, I don't know if agility is the right word, but like
he's different than the other.
He's got more offensive prowess than the other two, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think if there's, Dallas could just be thinking like, hey, look, we don't have a left tackle, but it doesn't matter if we're just giving the ball to the players and hopefully in space. We don't need a left tackle.
Yeah. I think also too, they know that they need to help out their tackles, so they're going to probably bring on as many tight ends as they can.
Yeah, but I mean, that makes sense.
You don't ever coming off the field, so you're just going to rotate the other 3, or just have one there just in case somebody gets hurt.
And so Ferguson can block, I think, good enough.
Well,
I don't think I could be convinced to bring a 4th tight end just so he could be blocking. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's wrong, but
I also think special teams, that's where your tight ends play too. So
that's where you put Hendershot, who's a fucking criminal.
So what? It's Dallas Cowboys. What we do? Commit crimes.
It is what it is.
Be a fucking saint. Settle down.
No. What do you mean? I'm the one promoting a criminal make the team. Or accused criminal. No, yeah, he was he did some time, right, or something.
I don't know. First time I'm hearing this.
Could be the punk god.
Googling it.
Jesus. Great band on YouTube. Let's get demonetized.
All right, so we got 3 tight ends, right?
That's what I have right now.
I have 3. Steve has 3. You have 4.
Right. So we got 2 QBs, 3 running backs,
7
wide receivers, 3 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to agree on who we all pick. We all have our own lists, whatever, right?
Well, yeah, I was just trying to get a final list or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm just going off of the ones the
that we agreed on.
Consensus is and 8 or do we have 8 or 9?
9 linemen.
With one of them not being on the team, right?
So, yeah, that's a tough way to say too, because I have eight linemen, but I think that they have a chance of signing.
They just signed somebody. I can't remember who it was. I thought I saw they signed a guard or something like that.
But at the end, we're close. I guess that's all that really matters, is that we're close on what we're saying, and we don't need to change it. We should keep track of it, obviously, something worth posting, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of it. Okay, so anything additional on the offense? Questions, comments, concerns, honorable mentions, or whatever? No.
No.
Okay. Defense. So I split this up. I'm sure the same way you guys did. Interior defensive line and defensive end. And in no specific order, I went to defensive tackle first, and again in no specific order. I think this is where we start to get a little weird. I've got Bohanna, Gallimore, Tristan Hill, Oso Odigizua, and that is it at the actual defensive tackle position.
Okay.
Fight me.
I have the same list except for Ed Ridgeway.
So I have Gallimore, Bohanna, Ridgeway, Osa, and Chauncey Golston.
I have Golston.
Sorry, I've got Golston at the end. That's just what his actual position was on.
I thought he switched. That's why I had him there.
I think he's the Tyrone Crawford.
The tweener.
Plays both.
That's what I think. Yeah. They had him gain weight so he could play inside.
Yeah.
But he played defensive end last year. But then so yeah, he's playing both. So
yes, I do not have Watkins or Hill on the team.
Okay. Yeah, I cut Watkins too. Yeah, unfortunately, he's an NFL player, man. He's an NFL player.
Okay. So what do you guys have? 5 defensive ends then? So with the exception of Ridgeway, we agree defensive tackle. I don't know. What has Ridgeway done for us? And then I understand I don't make the decisions, but I went sort of deep at corner, surprisingly. So that's kind of where I sacrificed Ridgeway.
Well, let's not go out of order. Let's see if we all agree on defensive end.
Well, so I have Watkins. So I've got Armstrong, Fowler, Golston, Lawrence, Watkins, and Sam Williams.
Yeah, so then you took 6 defensive tackles because Watkins is a defensive tackle.
So his position on ESPN is defensive end. So sure, whatever, if that's the case.
He's 300 and some pounds.
Just what his position was online.
All right. Okay. So who is your ends again? Sorry.
So my ends, I guess without Watkins, I'll just move them over.
Yeah.
Armstrong, Fowler,
Golston,
who is another in-between guy, Lawrence, and Williams. So I've got 5.
Okay. And what about you, Stash?
I got 4. Lawrence, Armstrong, Fowler, Williams.
All right, so we do have all. So
I have all 5 because I have Golston as a tackle.
Right,
Golston.
Me and Stash have the same people, and Steve just doesn't have Ridgeway.
Correct.
Oh yeah, Stash doesn't have Hill either. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, I mean, I have Armstrong, Lawrence, Fowler, Williams, and Golston as my defensive end. My last one.
Okay.
And so, man, I'm kind of surprised we all cut Basham. Thought somebody would.
Just in Dallas news, he's the dude. He's the odd man out, and I was hurting for a spot, so I had no problem leaving him out. I don't know. I don't miss him.
No problem whatsoever.
I'm not paying his bills.
Too many penalties. Yeah.
Okay, so that was easy. Linebacker, I think, is where I might also get weird. Also, so I got Parsons, Cox, LVE, Barr, Gifford, and Harper.
Okay.
This is not good, man. We got the same. I have the same thing.
Do you? Okay.
I had him cutting Gifford, but otherwise I had Harper. I had everybody else.
Me personally, I don't like Gifford, or I don't know Gifford personally, but I would cut him. He's been hurt too much too. Give somebody else a chance to play the special teams, whatever. But they like him. They like him.
His body on special teams, and he hasn't screwed him. I don't know, So then at corner, Diggs, Brown, Lewis, Bland, Wright, Joseph and Goodwin.
Yep.
Got everybody but Goodwin.
You don't have Goodwin on the team?
Nope.
Okay, so then give me your safeties stash. Like, so I'm just trying to figure out where. So you didn't have. Oh, okay, well you took Ridgeway, you said, right?
I think from what I've been hearing is they've been grooming Nahshon Wright to be the new CJ Goodwin. So they might go along somewhere else to get rid of.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely heard the same, and you know.
I mean, because CJ Goodwin's not playing out on the field besides special teams.
Correct.
Yeah,
so
right.
You got somebody that can at least. I mean, granted, Bright's not great, but he's better than CJ Goodwin. So, and if he does special teams at least close to CJ Goodwin, there's no reason for Goodwin to be on the team.
All right, go for your safeties real quick, Stash. Do you have 3 or 4 or something else?
5.
Okay, this is where it got weird for you. Who are your 5?
Kearse, Hooker, Wilson, Mukuamu, Bell.
I have 5 too.
Say that one more time. So Mukuamu, Kearse, Bell, Hooker, and who?
Kearse, Hooker, Wilson, Mukuamu, Bell.
Yeah, I got them cut, Wilson. So you, maybe not directly, but you essentially sacrificed Goodwin for Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard him said, yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting, yeah. You go.
Yeah, it's, I'm, man, I don't.
Here's what I'm saying, too. I'll take Tyler Coyle over CJ Goodwin, too. I'll have a 6 safety.
Yeah. I know. They do like him. That's what the reports are.
They like Goodwin, too. I mean,
yeah.
And I mean, the 2 dudes you just, Coyle, who you just listed, is just going to be a special teamer. Right? Like, that's no different than taking CJ Goodwin.
Well, yeah, but I guess the difference is that Coyle's like a second year player, and so he's cheaper than Goodwin. And then
are they really pinching pennies? Like, what are they pinching pennies for right now?
Yeah, they are. I think that's they're trying.
I think Coyle could actually play in the field, play defense,
safety. Yeah.
Yeah, actually play safety. Where I don't think Goodwin can. If you put out Goodwin, you're.
So that would be borderline. What the fuck is this? That would be almost concerning to me. Why is that dude on the field?
Who?
Coyle.
Well, he would be your sixth safety for Stash.
Why is he playing? Why is he in a defensive formation? What has happened that we're like, man, we got to get down to our 6th fucking safety?
Could be playing. You could be in like quarters or whatever, where you're playing like your safeties in linebacker spots or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to speak for Stash, but he's not saying that Coyle.
No, I get it, but I mean, so if you're in quarters,
or you could do this, or you could be playing your safeties at corner, and because you don't trust you don't trust Wright or Joseph or Bland or whatever, and you're just rolling out your top 3 corners, and then you're putting Mukuamu and Kearse.
So this is where I have an issue with this, right? Like, so if you're saying if we have gotten to a point where we don't trust Wright or Joseph, or we're going to take this fucking schmuck we just picked up off of the streets and put him on the field, we need to cut Joseph and Wright right now. Because if you're in quarters, or you have every defensive back you have on your roster on the field, there are 6 corners and 4, if not in your case, 5 other safeties that should be on the field before this dude. There's no reason for this dude to be on the roster.
I'm just throwing out. You're asking for situations. I'm just giving you what.
No, why? Yeah, he's not saying that they should take Wright and Joseph's spot. He's saying that he'd rather have him on a team than Goodwin, because Goodwin would be he'd be the last corner, right? So in his scenario, he's saying he'd rather have Coyle on the field instead of Goodwin in defensive.
But yeah, I mean, how many times did we see Goodwin even take defensive snaps last year? That's what I'm saying, right? Like we're creating these, quite honestly, fake situations.
Trying to give you the best 53 players. I don't think CJ Goodwin's even close to that.
I like that.
If that's the case, then how come he wasn't replaced 3 years ago?
He should have been cut 3 years ago, but.
You say they're holding on. You know what? Stash might be onto something. I don't like the way Stash does this stuff, but he might be onto something there.
I don't know. I mean, I guess either way, I have him only taking 4 safeties. I think Wilson's getting cut, and I mean, there's no way they're bringing this dude Coyle in. Well, I don't even know who the fuck he is. I think you just made him up, but.
C-O-Y-L-E. Cool.
And then special teams, Maher, Anger, McQuaid.
Yeah.
And I guess that wasn't, that wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. We pretty much were getting everything, I guess, besides fucking safety.
Yeah.
And
we couldn't really.
Couldn't be that different.
So, I mean, Tyron Smith and Washington are the only people right this second that are going to be on the 53 and then they're going to go to the IR, right? Am I missing somebody? Or maybe some. You think they'll try to hide Ridgeway or.
Ridgeway might be there.
Yeah.
Just based off of what I've been hearing, some of the things I've been hearing, he didn't really show out maybe that they wanted him to.
Right.
He's a little banged up, so they might kind of do what they did with Josh Ball and just IR him for the year, give him a
I wonder if Kelvin Joseph is going to go. I wonder if they're going to try to stash him
Joseph's
too.
concussion, maybe they could try and hide him for a little bit, but
because
the injury you got to worry about right now is supposedly Mukwamo had an MRI on his groin area.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that Fish came out and said that he's good.
I didn't see that. So.
Tyler Smith's got an ankle issue too.
They're all.
I think it's just the NFL, baby. Everybody's hurt.
Sure. Yeah. Hopefully.
So this just came out. Micah Parsons was voted the number 16 player in the NFL. In their top 100 list.
Right.
Not bad.
I mean, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, what do they got? I guess we don't know. The only defensive players that should be ahead of him would be T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. Flat out, definitely ahead of them.
I don't know. This is kind of confusing, but it says that's the 5th highest ranking of any defender behind Donald Watt, Ramsey, and Myles Garrett.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah. Okay. Garrett. Yeah. Okay. Man, yeah.
I just didn't know if that meant ever or just in this ranking he's the 5th highest defender.
I'm sure it's just this one.
Yeah, it's got to be. But man, I wouldn't. I'd have a hard time voting any corner ahead of him.
Jalen Ramsey was not better than him last year.
That's or just definitely not more valuable. In my opinion, it's just it can't be. I don't know. Well, either way, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we shut her down?
No, that was pretty straight and to the point.
All right. Wrap it up there. We shall see you, ladies and gentlemen, next time. Good night.
Well, hold on. Let's do. We're gonna do a preview or a review, right, of the 53 when it comes out. Maybe shoot for a website on Wednesday or Thursday or something like that.
I don't know what day it's supposed to be released, but yeah, either the day
Tuesday,
of or day after. Yeah.
I say we do the day after because there's going to be some of those
the signings,
the fake roster moves where they might cut some dude. It might not be the real 53.
All right, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that. So yeah, we'll shoot for Wednesday, I guess, for now. So keep a lookout for that, where we review the finalized roster and see how it compared to what we gave you guys. Let us know what you think in the comments below, of course, and follow me on the old Twitter or us on the Twitter.
Do it.
Bye.